Prepare yourselves because this one will be a different video and I think that you will enjoy that video. And if you don't enjoy what I'm saying, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, at least it will make you think, and that's important. I'm surfing in what unfortunately is at the moment extremely trendy. We're speaking about hashtag Tudor Out. If you know the channel, if you know me since really long, you know that I have always been against hashtag Coach Out. I've always been and I will always be. I'm too old, guys. Soon I will be 44. I'm too old to drastically change. But when I'm telling you drastically change, persons, opinions are evolving like time is evolving. And no, I am not anymore a hashtag in at all cost until the end person. You know, my philosophy has always been in the past, you go until the end of the season, you stick with your decision, it's your responsibility. At the end of the season, you sit together with the coach, you look at what you can do for the upcoming season. If you don't agree, you change. No, I'm not that person anymore. Sometimes, unfortunately, you are obliged to anticipate, but only when you tried everything, when multiple solutions have been put on the table, when you're sure that nothing is working anymore, sometimes you're obliged to anticipate. This is the new philosophy that I have in mind, but not in the end of September. No way. Impossible, according to me. That doesn't work. It goes against all the values that I have as a person. It goes against the values like perseverance when it's really tough. Team spirit, helping each other, looking for multiple solutions, looking not only at the fast, immediately response and solutions, but looking at midterm, long-term, looking at the big picture, looking at trust and belief, and being confident in what you have decided. When you did that handshake, I trust you, you trust me, we go together. That people management and respecting each other, because if you sack a coach without giving opportunities, you lack of respect. That doesn't mean that if you are not the hashtag immediately out person, that you cannot criticize a coach. What is Igor Tudor not convincing me at the moment? Where do I want to praise him? What are the possible excuses, alibis that he could have in his mind, and I hope he will not use them? And for what are we asking immediately to Tudor? This is the video of today. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. We start immediately with what I blame Igor Tudor for: the wrong preseason program. Let's be honest, this team is totally out of energy today. It's clear, we see that Tudor says that they are not tired, or that he's saying that they are tired. We don't need the words of the coach to understand that we are on our knees with multiple players like Thuram, back from injury Bremer, Kenan Yildiz, the backbone of this Juventus, is really on their knees. Even some players that are not even playing all games in and out are on their knees, which means that we made a wrong pre-season program in terms of physicality. Soon we will understand if the plan of Igor Tudor and his staff was to have the players at top form a bit later in the season. Sometimes, you know it, you prepare it or with a mega start or starting as a diesel going towards that form. But at the moment, we don't know. And the risk is that from the moment that we could potentially hit that maximum form, it's too late, because you have potentially 2 points on 9 in Champions League, compromising a qualification. Maybe you will be at -4, -7, -11 from the top in Serie A. So it could be extremely late. And then you will say, we totally flopped that preparation, because we will be in top form when it's not needed anymore. The management of the number 9 of Igor Tudor is something that is, in a way, annoying me, where he is not convincing me, because yes, I understand that you have 3 top strikers at disposal, and that you want to involve all of them. You want to make them feel part of it. But instead, what we could potentially create, and what we are seeing now, is that we are actually creating an environment with the fear of mistake. I play, I get a chance. If I'm not scoring a brace, if I'm missing a goal, well, I know that I will not perform the game after. I will not even play the game after. And I will be blamed, and the second one will play. And pay attention, because from the moment that he will not play, it's the third one that will play, and I will have to wait for my turn to again be a starter there. We know with strikers, they live from goals. How many times did we speak about huge big strikers from the past, that from the moment that they are not scoring 2, 3, 4 goals or games in a row, they are going in real difficulty also mentally, because they lose faith in themselves. So, instead of involving them and feeling all of them part of it, we could potentially create that fear of mistake, which is absolutely not good. Another thing that I'm blaming Igor Tudor for, so you see, even if I'm not a hashtag immediately out, I'm blaming a lot of things, that management of 0-0s, or that management of leading the games moment. How many times did we see that we were not able to unlock games on 0-0? At the moment, as I'm speaking, 3 goals out of 15, they came in the first half. All the other ones, that means 12 in second half. We have difficulties on 0-0 to create a game, to play with identity. We have difficulties to score, to unlock goals. We have difficulties to really understand that beginning of the game, to manage it. But also when we are actually leading a game, like for example, when we are leading 2-1 against Inter, well, they come with first that remontada before we go with our remontada. The Verona game where we are leading 1-0 and it finished 1-1. That Villarreal until the last moments where we were leading 2-1. We have really difficulties in managing these moments. Another thing that I'm blaming Igor Tudor is not changing the game from the sideline, from what we are seeing, especially this season. Or he's obliged to wait at half-time to go with a motivational talk, to enter the heart more than the brains of the player, to wake up a team. And that's really difficult. From the sideline, during 45 minutes, when he's there, he's not really able to adapt them according to the game that is played on the field. Moment of confusion with subs is another point which I blame Igor Tudor for. I'm not always speaking about the decisions of who you put on the field, even if sometimes I didn't understand them. Not really about the timing themselves of people are saying he's waiting too long, even if against Villarreal he could have anticipated them, but it's more sometimes changing, not giving the time to the team to adapt to the first changes, to immediately creating an extra confusion. This is something that we need to work on, because a lot of times you can see it in these momentums. From the moment that we change, you create a confusion with a layer on top of it of an extra confusion where the team is totally not orientated anymore. They lose their structure, their organization from that moment, and that can really lead Juventus to lose the control of the game in these moments. Contradiction in pre and post game, the verbal communication of Igor Tudor, sometimes happy, sometimes angry, sometimes saying that we are not tired, sometimes saying that we are tired. He's going with contradiction, which means that we don't hear, we don't see, and we are speaking about tifosi. I'm not aware of what he's saying in the locker room, but we as supporters, we don't have a clear vision of what Igor Tudor is at the moment. We don't know if he really believes that the team is tired. We don't know if he's a happy person, if he's an angry person, but we miss a bit of that consistency of, okay, we know what he feels, what he is, what he's thinking. Another thing that I'm blaming him, and there are a lot of points, is losing his own credo, what he really believes in. I know when Igor Tudor since Marseille, Verona, Hajduk Split, Galatasaray, Udinese, Lazio, but also Juve press conference, what he is a coach that is brave. And I'm losing that. I'm losing that vertical play that he loves to, going with as many men on top in that opposition half, is losing it. Scoring 1 goal more than the opponent, yeah, we saw it in remontada, not from the beginning of the game. It's something that really start losing in him. I don't see in him, and I'm blaming for that, because I want Igor Tudor. I don't want another version of Igor Tudor, the copy-paste of Igor Tudor. Players out of position to keep balance. We see it. Igor Tudor doesn't have a team that is able now to give him that balance. We are not a balanced team because of Mercato, because of this, because of the players, whatever. We don't have a balanced team. So at a certain moment, you need to go for it. You need to change something. So sticking to the same formation instead of daring to change is something that I'm blaming Igor Tudor for. I believe that I went with a lot of things that I blame Tudor. So what am I praising Igor for? A team that is following him. I really firmly believe, and what I see is that the team is believing in him, likes him, and wants to play for Igor Tudor. He was able to do something that the last coach was not able to do. And actually the reverse, because he broke it together with Cristiano Giuntoli, but uniting again a locker room all together. We believe, we follow the coach, and that was something that is a fundamental of football, of a team sport, football, volleyball, basketball. Anyway, if the team is not united, we have a huge big problem, because then you cannot do anything that you want, from tactics to techniques to physical condition to whatever. You cannot. So that's the fundamental what he was able to bring back to Juve. One. The second thing, and we see it, when we have nothing to lose, this team, well, they look like a Tudor team. They look that they transform themselves. There is nothing to lose anymore, and we go. A team that is not believing in their coach, they don't go with that remontada against Tudor, against Inter. They don't go with that remontada against Dortmund, etc., etc., etc. So I really believe that nothing to lose mentality is something that he brought to the players. And then a third thing is, despite that we don't act proactively, we are able to react when hurt. And that's also something that I lost last year, because when we were conceding that goal, never I thought that we could do something beautiful. Never I thought that we could come back. So I think that these are the things that I'm praising Igor Tudor for. It's not in the balance enough to compensate the other things, but it's really important. What are the excuses or alibis that he could potentially use? Two things. The strange and short preseasons. A lot of teams that play that Club World Cup are a bit in difficulty at today. So it could be an alibi, an excuse. Short, we had to go fast. The holidays needed to be there, and that's one point. Then it is what it is, guys. We knew it up front. Another one is the late, incomplete, strange mercato that has been done as well by Comoli. We know it. He wanted an extra midfielder. He probably wanted the center back. He wanted a player as a right wing back or as a left wing back. I don't know. But he wanted probably players in other roles instead of having three strikers, which are creating problems to him, which he's absolutely not happy about. These are the possible alibis, excuses, but anyway, this is the team that we have now, and he's the coach. So alibis, excuses, bravo. We can say it between us, but it cannot be an excuse to flopping this season. What are we asking? And that's the last part before closing today's video. Three things. I want again a Tudor that has the courage, that is brave again, to change, to try, to go towards his credo, his philosophy. One. Two, if your football is scoring one goal more than the other, well, do it. But not do it in the last 15. Do it from the first minute. Do it from the first minute. Believe in what you believe in. And then the third thing, and I believe it is the easiest thing to say, but results. Because if you win the three next games, Milan, Como, Real Madrid, you were able to change the wind. And probably also push back for a moment the hashtag Tudor Out. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you didn't, please put a maximum of like, share the video, and especially give me your feeling. What are the things that are not convincing you in Tudor? What are you convinced about? What is he convincing you about? What are the excuses, or you don't want to hear them? And what are you asking to Juventus, but especially in this video, about the coach? Grazie, forza, Juve.